8 to 10 a.m. on Salam.
So this is interesting. I'll mention like four elements here. Ashraful Aid on the one hand, uh, number two, Al Aqsa Masjid or compound, number three, the Holy Quran, and then number four, Shayk Tuan Guru. And to put all that together is why we're talking to Maulana Suhail Wadi, the executive director at Ashraful Aid. Maulana Suhail Wadi, appreciate your time. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. So you've heard me mention the four different things, and there's a special reason I've done that, of course. What's the connection between all four today?
So, Alhamdulillah, yesterday was an amazing event, a historic event that will go down in the annals of history. Alhamdulillah, as South Africans, we always have a love and a passion for Masjid al-Aqsa. We have a love for the Palestinian people. And today and yesterday, this was solidified by the handing over of the copy of the Tuan Guru Quran to Masjid al-Aqsa. So it will be into the work of Masjid al-Aqsa, into the al-Aqsa library. And this is very, very symbolic because Sheikh Tuan Guru, who wrote this Quran, he wrote it under oppression on Robben Island from memory. And this was around in 1794. And Alhamdulillah, the trustees of Awal Masjid, that they had the safekeeping of the Quran. They have donated this Quran to Masjid al-Aqsa to solidify our commitment to the people of Palestine, to Masjid al-Aqsa, to show our love to Masjid al-Aqsa. Alhamdulillah, the Umayyads, they built the many of the domes in Masjid al-Aqsa. The Abbasids, they extended quite a lot and invested quite a lot in terms of the infrastructure of Masjid al-Aqsa. The Moroccans, Alhamdulillah, they settled in Masjid al-Aqsa, and there is a door in Masjid al-Aqsa. Today, Alhamdulillah, as South Africans, we can claim that we too have a part of the rich heritage of Masjid al-Aqsa by the symbolic giving of the Quran of Shayk Tuan Guru, who was a freedom fighter and who established the first madrasa, the first masjid in South Africa. Masjid al-Aqsa is our first qibla, and Alhamdulillah, this entrenches that relationship between South Africa and the people of Al-Aqsa.
Okay, so I mean that's a fascinating thing. I mean, you're right. Tuan Guru is or Sheikh Tuan Guru is historically a very, very important person in the history of Islam in South Africa, and we need to remember that and amplify and magnify it for those who do not know. Right. So to go back to the Quran, it was it handwritten by him? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. It was handwritten by him while he was imprisoned.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, it's really a magnificent piece of work. Alhamdulillah. And after it has been in safekeeping for many years, and only a very limited number of copies were made. And yesterday, Alhamdulillah, some of the trustees, they mentioned that when they were saying where should these copies go. I know the copy that was given to us was from the chairman of the Oval Masjid. And they said not in the wildest dreams would they have thought that this copy of the Quran would go to the waqf of Masjid al-Aqsa.
Okay, so which leads me on to that important question. So the original was handwritten, right? I mean, that was before the time of printing presses, I would think as well, possibly, right? And that was then obviously preserved and kept at, say, the Awal Masjid, the oldest mosque in South Africa. And you're saying copies of that handwritten original were made and kept for safekeeping, and you have one of those copies, and that one now resides at Masjid al-Aqsa. Have I got that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay,
So
because I was going to ask the other question, if that was not the case, why would they give off an original to Al-Aqsa, although that's important because it also has tremendous historical value in South Africa. It needs to be at home, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So Alhamdulillah, I think the gesture of solidarity, the gesture of goodwill from the South African community, also it's very applicable in a sense of what the Palestinians are facing, as well as what Sheikh the oppression and the apartheid that Sheikh the Tuan Guru faced. And yet, Alhamdulillah, this symbolizes a lot of hope and a lot of spirit of Islam, inshallah.
Okay. How did this come about? I mean, somebody had to think it through first to say, let's do A and then B and C happen. What happened? Give us the backstory on that.
So this is 6 months in progress. Alhamdulillah, we were very, very fortunate to have Sheikh Azzam Abu Rayash, who is the visiting Imam of Masjid Al-Aqsa. So he visited South Africa. He had many programs. Alhamdulillah, was hosted by Ashraful Aid, and amongst the programs was at Masjid Al-Awwal. And Alhamdulillah, from there, the idea was born. And Alhamdulillah, it took us 6 months to facilitate this whole program, to get the permissions. The Quran was passed from Cape Town to Johannesburg, from Johannesburg to Jordan, from Jordan to Masjid Al-Aqsa. So Alhamdulillah, it was quite a process, but Alhamdulillah, only through the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that it was successfully achieved. Alhamdulillah, it was the program was presided over by the Minister of Awqaf at Masjid Al-Aqsa, also Professor Abu Suway, Alhamdulillah, as well as Sheikh Abu Rayash, myself. We virtually dialed in, as well as committee members of the Oval Masjid. So Alhamdulillah,
Okay.
it was very well attended in person at Masjid Al-Aqsa by many South Africans, as well as online.
And did you have a representative from Ashraful Aid physically there? I mean, you mentioned you were virtual. Were there representatives from Ashraful Aid as well as Awal Masjid physically there at Masjid Al-Aqsa yesterday? I hope so.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, we had representatives from Ashraful Aid to do the official the physical official handover, Alhamdulillah. And Alhamdulillah, it was very, very well received at Masjid Al-Aqsa. The excitement, we could actually feel the excitement, virtually. And Alhamdulillah, it was really an amazing event. And Alhamdulillah, it was well appreciated. And Alhamdulillah, we look forward to for many more ventures like this, inshallah.
No, I think by and large it's hugely symbolic in terms of the essence of Quran coming from a person of struggle in South Africa to a land of struggle right now. So I think the symbolism is taken right. What has been the reaction from, let's say, the Al-Aqsa community, from the Imam down, B from the broader Palestinian people, C from the rest of the Muslim world, D from South Africa, South African Muslims, and E from South Africa as a country, where its official position is very on-side with regard to the Palestinian struggle?
So Alhamdulillah, from the officials of Masjid Al-Aqsa, the people of Palestine, Alhamdulillah, they once again embraced such an idea. Alhamdulillah, as I said, it was a very high-level delegation that presided over the handover of the handwritten Quran. Alhamdulillah, just the sheer numbers of South Africans that attended, that are at Masjid Al-Aqsa. Alhamdulillah, this happened in Masjid Al-Aqsa. Many of our South Africans and people are already in itikaf, so it was very, very well attended. Alhamdulillah, and obviously from the attention that it has garnered here in South Africa, Alhamdulillah, and the response from the people and the support from the people, it's very, very well acknowledged and very, very overwhelming, Alhamdulillah, and we really appreciate it. And Alhamdulillah, this, as I mentioned, it solidifies our relationship as South Africans with the people of Masjid Al-Aqsa.
Absolutely. And ultimately, what do you want to get out of this?
I think, Alhamdulillah, it's first to entrench ourselves, with a direct connection between Masjid Al-Aqsa and South Africa. Secondly, also, the symbolism of the Quran at the time in which it was written, the oppressive time. It symbolizes this, and it continues to highlight that this Quran was given to Masjid al-Aqsa in a time when the people of Masjid al-Aqsa are oppressed. And I think this spotlight needs to be shined on this narrative that that we will continue as South Africans. We will continue, and our hearts and our love is there, unwavering to the people of Masjid al-Aqsa.
Well, I think you've done just that, shining that spotlight on the cause of the Palestinian people and Masjid al-Aqsa and its central role to Muslim belief as well. So appreciate your time, Maulana Suhail Wadi. I certainly want to see some of the visuals and videos of yesterday. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I definitely want to see it, and I'll make an effort to do just that. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for that.
Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. That's Maulana Suhail Wadi, who's the an executive director of Ashraful Aid and doing fantastic work in South Africa, on the continent, and as you can hear, around the world. And staying with that theme of Masjid al-Aqsa, we've had this feature for the last week because of the fact that so many South Africans have been traveling to Masjid al-Aqsa, and it's called Al-Aqsa Watch. So we try and speak to someone who's there, who's just come back maybe, and we'll speak to another person today, Yunus Dada, right after this.